everyone, author DL Tillery here, the Mistress of Horror. Before we get started, how about you press that subscribe button, give this video a like, and ring that bell so you know when I'm uploading new videos. Happy New Year. Now, this is my end of the year 2020. Goodbye 2020. You won't be missed. This is my end of the year video update, compiling everything that happened in my writer life and business life into one video to let you guys know what happened. And at the end of 2020, moving into 21, and I'm going to compile everything that I did do in my writing career for 2020, and then just letting you guys know what that consisted of. Even my finances for writing, what I spent on things, various preparing for 21 book releases that I have planned. The first thing that I want to congratulate myself on is completing the edits for Cagliostro, Tale of Libertin, which is my debut novel for 2021. I call it my debut novel because it's the first full novel. I will have some short stories, I have a poetry collection, some other things coming out next year, but I consider Cagliostro to be my debut novel because it is going to be the first full-fledged novel I've released. I've already released short stories and things like that, so it is technically my debut novel. So I did finish all the edits on that. It is in alpha mode still. That's going a little slow because I did have to kind of pause on the edits from the alphas because I was completing another project that I was doing. So yeah, but it is an alpha, and it should be done alpha by probably the end of January, and then I have the beta run that needs to only be 4 weeks, and then that's the end of February, let's say, and then I can finally go to my editor for the final edits. So that's where Cagliostro is, and that's what I completed for 2020. For that, the book, well, the written part of Cagliostro. Now, let's talk about what I paid in so far for that book. It is a series, but I've only paid in far as getting the first book ready. Now, what that entails is the cover is completed and paid for. I have a formatter already lined up, and I have an editor. So I have my pricing of what it's going to cost. The editor isn't paid yet. That will be obviously March. But I did pay for the cover already. I did pick a cover that a couple artists that would be considered quite expensive for a lot of people, but I wanted what I wanted. So he was very flexible with payment plans and time. So I went with him because that's who I wanted, no matter what. Like, you know, when you see that artist and that's the one you must go with. That was what happened. So I'm going to be very transparent about this, and I have mentioned it before, I'm sure. But I did pay about $1,200 for the cover for my debut novel. I want what I want, and that's how it is. So full cover for hardback. It was a package that included a hardback, a paperback, the audio cover, audio book cover, I should say, the ebook cover, and then, of course, the file without any text on it for the title. So I can use that as a poster, blah, 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 things of that nature. So, yes, everything was quite worth it. The artist is amazing. I'm not going to say who he is yet. When I do the cover reveal in 21, then I am going to obviously say who he is because everyone should know who he is because he's amazing. But moving on from that, I did actually, and the journey was quite messy with Cagliostro, Tale of Libertin. It was messy to start. I didn't do my plan the way I originally intended, so I had things like I planned to do you write it, had a revision for this story. Then there was the self edit, and then there should have been an alpha run. Then there should have been the beta run. Self edits after that, and then beta run, then edits, and then go to an editor. That did not happen. I kind of fell off of the plan train, you could say. So I messed up a little. So I hired another editor. I had another editor. The editor that I'm using now is my second editor, and now I don't know if the editor could work for other people, but she did not work out for me. I did not care for the work I received back. No, I did not feel a need to contact her because there was no point at that point. When you give me back the work, to me that tells me this is the work that you're able to do. This is the work you're able to produce, especially the price I paid. And some of you have heard this already about the price I paid for that edit, and it was a copy edit and a critique edit. I only added the critique edit once the word count was lower than originally thought. I actually had another editor look at it after the fact, and it was not edited well, in my opinion, and were the other editor's opinion. A lot of things were missed, and if I can catch them, then it's like, what's the point then? And obviously you need an editor. So that type of thing, I did have a few other things that I was in agreement with, which is fine because not every editor meshes with you. But the fact that not enough work was done for the amount of money paid, that's where it goes. And no, I didn't, like I said, I didn't contact her again and say and complain about her quality of work. To me, it's no point because she could work with other people possibly. I don't know what their expectations are. But when I pay close to $1,500 for something, I expect good work. I don't expect half done or rushed work because I feel that she probably could be a good editor, but she rushed it, even though it was on a payment plan. So I paid it off, and then maybe she did it at the right before. That's what one of my friends think. She did it right when it was due. So she rushed and then skimmed it for the critique. I don't know. I can't say. But there was just, from the first page, there were things missed as an editor. So that was a bust. But I paid the money, so it is what it is. You live and learn. So far, as you can tell from the bill for the book, it's already pretty high. Already about $3,000 right there. And that was done. That edit was done the previous year, so not in 2020. The book cover was 2020. That was the payment plan, so I was already in the midst of paying for that. Planned to pay for that when the pandemic hit, and really roughed up everything. But I still managed to make it through, and yeah, I'm happy with the artist that I have. Now, I'm happier with my newer editor who has edited a few things for me. And she's a really awesome person. And actually, I'll put her name below. Her first name is Kelly. I always mess up her pronunciation of her last name. But I will put her name below if anyone's interested in finding a really awesome editor who has really great prices and does good work. So I will link her below. She actually has some openings for anyone who's looking for an editor who is reliable. And let me see if there's anything else that I spend money on for Cagliostro this year. I don't think that there was anything else. Everything else is going to be for 21. And I should say last year, so this year. It's hard to switch over. It's only been a day. So, yeah. I think that was pretty much it. I did make some bookmarkers at first, but I'm holding off on any merchandise. Really, I'm making merchandise plans, but I'm holding off on merchandise as of yet. So that's what I spent so far, and that was just between the first editor and the book cover. So yeah. That's the majority because I think the book cover is so important, and not that book covers need to cost that, but that's the artist I wanted, so it is what it is. People are worth what they're worth. That is a fact. And he's amazing, such a great, sweet person too. And like I said, when I do my book cover review, I will release his name and everything, his links and stuff like that. All right, moving on. The second awesome thing that happened for me as a writer in 2020 was to be published. One of my short stories was published in an anthology along with a whole bunch of other awesome writers from YouTube. And I was really honored to be in that one and to get my story in people's hands. I will link the book below for you. I've talked about it for quite a while now, so I'm sure you know all about it. So I will link that below. That was one of the highlights of 2020 for me, considering all the craziness that's happening and my writing career. So that one definitely tops the charts. I have plans to release multiple books and stories this year. I'm looking at like 3 month releases, every 3 month releases or something like that. They're all scheduled out. I'm going to do a video about that, my writing schedule for 21, once everything is solid and good to go, because I hate to give you dates and then that's not going to happen. Cagliostro is pretty concrete right now. That's definitely going to be released in October of 21, closer to Halloween. I'm going to give the exact date when I do the cover reveal later this year, but that is the idea of the release date for Cagliostro. And it is a dark fantasy. It's probably going to fall into dark fantasy. It is obviously horror-esque because I'm the mistress of horror. But yes, so it's paranormal horror, those type of concepts with a subplot of romance. I also mentored 3 writers, junior writers. I mentored them. I'm in a mentorship program where writers will reach out to you based on, I guess, your writing history, possibly. Also, if you've mentored other people. And I've mentored 3 different writers that turned out pretty well. It was kind of rough sometimes, but I'm glad I did it. I actually learned a lot by mentoring other writers in their writing career and journey. So that was really fulfilling. Actually, I really enjoyed doing that. Also, if you couldn't tell, um, I hit the 300 subscriber mark for my Authortube channel. Yay me. So I'm really happy about that. It was a slow burn build to that, but it's good. That means the people that are here want to be here, and it's not just a fluke that they're here. So I have good engagement. I'm glad people really liking the content that I'm putting out, and it's only gonna be more. I'm gonna keep up my thing. I kind of transitioned last year in 2020. I transitioned to more horror because I am the mistress of horror. So I have a lot of series planned for 21 that I'm going to tell you about in the next video. So I have like 4 series planned for you guys that you should be enjoying if you like horror. So I hope you stick with me this year and share the channel. Anybody else who's interested in just learning about writing, following my books that's going to be coming out. Also, if you're into horror, because I like to talk about everything horror movies, horror books, and horror video games. I'm a big video gamer as well. All right. I just wanted to make sure I update you guys about my 2020. I hope your 2020 had some highlights for you. You can leave them in the comments what those highlights were. They do not have to be writer-based highlights in your 2020 because anything that good that could have happened in 2020 is worth mentioning. I'm just saying. But all right, thank you guys and Happy New Year. Stay scared.